before I trusted Jesus. There was a lot of anxiety in my life. I've always dealt with anxiety, but I think it was more prevalent in my life before then. It was almost chaotic. I didn't really have direction. I was negative. I don't think I was actually happy before I chose to trust. Yeah, I just had a lot of anxiety about everything that was out of my control. I think there's so many times growing up that I have a lot of examples, but I think the one that stands out the most is probably one of the more recent experiences I had was when I had my miscarriage. And I miscarried in 2021, and that obviously put me into a very dark, unhappy, sad space. But I also feel like I blamed not only myself, but I blamed God for not giving me that baby, because it took us a long time to get pregnant with that baby. But I knew that the only way I was going to get through it was relying on him to get me through it. But then I think it really clicked for me when we had Tessa, because if I didn't have that miscarriage, I wouldn't have her, and she's the perfect baby in the entire world. Not only going through that miscarriage, my marriage was also on the outs, and there was a lot of talk of divorce, and I come from a divorced family, so it wasn't anything new to me, but I felt like everything around me was falling apart. And like I said, I grew up in church. I've always gone to church, but I think I was just going because that's what I knew I was supposed to do with my family. So it was honestly not until I was fully adult, fully on my own, married, and just everything falling apart that I knew this wasn't something that I was going to be able to fix on my own, that I was going to really need to rely on him. I feel peace. I feel renewed. I feel like I can just truly be myself and I guess not be as hard on myself because I know that mistakes are going to happen. But as long as I give it to him and truly change every time something like that happens, I know that I will be forgiven, and it takes that weight off of you, for sure. I think he's changed my life in every aspect, from the way I can talk to my husband, the way I go about my relationship with my father, the way I parent. Even as most recently, I just feel like I have more patience that I never used to have for my children. Take it one step at a time. Even the smallest step is a big step. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not understand what you're feeling, not understand the word completely, because I don't understand it fully, but I think just taking one step at a time in the right direction, I think it just grows naturally from there. Just having the open mind to try it, to trust, to lean into it. I struggle with public speaking. I struggle with being in front of people, but I think Pastor Edie actually told me sometimes you just have to do things uncomfortably. And I think it's just time for me to not only prove it to myself, say it publicly, but also be that example for my kids. It's a fresh start. You let go of the past, you start new, and you dedicate each day to God and your new walk moving forward. He's the beginning, he's the end, he's everything in between. He's the answer for me in my life. My name is Gonzales, and I've decided to follow Jesus.